everybody. Welcome to a liberating session. Let's get to it on a Thursday. A lot to talk about. Nasdaq's off 830, was down 1,000. S&P off, oh, I don't know, what's that say, 200? We're really getting there. We're going to have to look at this maybe a little bit differently going forward. We're right on the edge here. Like S&P 500, right here, right where it is right now, 5,500. We're back at that edge. We're down 200. We were down a little bit more than that. The realms of possibilities are starting to stretch themselves thin. But let's get into it. Again, the retracement is becoming a retrenchment. Is it going to be more? And what are those levels? I mean, that's what we need to talk about today. I will say this, Tesla here on the daily, okay, was looking decent up until about 2 or 3 days ago with a counter HSI. It's managed to claw its way back here today. We're up 10 off the low, and I think you've got a lot of things that are just viciously oversold. I mean, you've got Apple was down $20 or is down $20. So again, guys, we are in an extreme state. You have to know that. Please understand that, like, Apple being down 20 in one day is, I'm not going to say it's a gift, but I think we got to start considering contrarian or getting close to some contrarian ideas. You guys know my deal. I've been talking about this retracement really since January, end of January, emphatically. It's become a bit more than that, but how much lower? I mean, Apple was 260 right at the end of December. Hold on. Oh, I see what's going on. 1 second, guys. I think I fixed that. Will you guys please confirm on the volume here and the voice? Let me know. I think I took that out. We had a double echo going on. Let me know. Please confirm that audio. And while I'm doing that, let's do the following. Okay, get on over to harmonictrader.com. Thank you. And then let's do it this way. Audio looking good. New people, software trial people, send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com to get with the software for 14 days. Free trial. I'll give away a 30-day thing later. I've been doing that a lot lately. People like it, 30-day gold membership, so you guys can see what we're doing. But admittedly, I have not done a lot this year. Admittedly, I kind of feel a bit more stupid for not being aggressively short. No doubt. I mean, the retracement thing in the markets, a normal type 1 retracement thing, Bitcoin. Yeah, I've been all over that, but not on the short side, and just simply like waiting for that retracement to come to us. And look what's happened. The thing is falling apart. Absolutely falling apart. I'm going to riff here on a couple of big names. And I don't think, like, everything that's going on and the narrative and everything, sure, that's going to scare buyers temporarily. But what we really want to do is respond to patterns and signals. And I'll get into what some of the problems are. But I've got a lot of things I'm looking at, like Broadcom here, trading 158. We still need 2 days, 2 green days of confirmation. I've been saying that a lot, like, hey, we need some green days, and we keep posting reds. That's part of the problem too. But we are stretched. We're here. We are stretched again. But I think it's we're gonna have to kind of take this up to where the higher time frame. So hold on one sec. So that's I'm trying to stay constructive on all this beyond this simple retracement. And again, if you really care, and you should, it's been about the QQQ butterfly pattern. What changed here was we had a counter HSI. Like this type 1 decided to go, did it, now we're below target 2. What do? We have to wait for an oversold trigger, guys. Daily or weekly. I would even say daily, which is it's nowhere in position. This is a little bit different. It's remarkable, but it's different. We've got deeper readings. Here's your weekly HSI, and it's expanding. So, aside from the narrative, this degree of expansion just says we're going to have to let it play out to lower prices. On that related, NASDAQ NQ weeklies like this. Come on, weekly. NQ weeklies like this doing the same thing. They're all doing the same thing. We've seen this kind of persistence in the oversold extreme to continue to expand. And now you're down 840. NASDAQ's off 840, almost 850 today. What's the software say? Because honestly, you're always coming in and saying, all right, what's the last read? What's the last confirmation? What's the next target? 17,838. I mean, I've been talking about this. It's either the daily scenario or the weekly scenario. Daily scenarios like this, and there's no confirmation really in too many places. But check out this bat pattern. Again, counter HSI. That was Wednesday, last Wednesday. Ever since then, back into the zone. 18,567 is the hop. 18,926 is a number. That's all. It's just a number. And the rest of them, I don't think some are constructive somewhat. Like here's Netflix. Okay, trying to do a little bullish engulfing on the day. Weekly bullish dot. I mean, like turn off all the news and everything. What do you say about that stock? Yeah. Yeah, we'll jump to crypto. Yeah, we'll talk about Bitcoin and XRP. I mean, we're back here, not doing much in this 30-day window with all like XRP, we know it's not clear. Bitcoin's in a 30-day window and it's just dragging. A couple more. I mean, we don't have to spend a hell of a lot of time on this. Microsoft. Is there anything that any oversold reading? No. Look at what HSI is telling us on a weekly. It just went back into the oversold on weekly. Yes, that's unusual, but it's also saying like, hey, I'm going to spend more time down here. That's what that means. Inability to come out. We're not even going to think about it until it can come out. And what's that next week now? Today's Thursday. Tomorrow, it's not coming out tomorrow. Daily. So again, that's just been interesting across the board. And then here we've got look, I do need to kind of highlight a couple of new patterns that are printing. No confirmation, but here's Microsoft. Deep crab off of the November low. Imagine now you had the post Trump bump, you had the Trump bump run for Microsoft, and now you're at a bullish 1618 extension of that move. Not 886, which was there. Okay, not 618. Your 1618 extension to the downside of that move. So how strong was that move? Hop level 352. I think this is, it gives us some areas, but it's early. Here's, I'll go to Tesla in a second. Here's Meta, because Meta's printing pattern. Nice daily pattern here with a bat. No confirmation. Okay, 580, 570 is the 886 swing from the November. Here we go again. You know, November bump. 886. We're below it. Hop level 522. You're printing patterns now. That's a sign, but no confirmation. Yeah, really not a lot going on in terms of it being an imminent trigger. And today's just like, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you more reason to not really have a trigger. Still down. Again, it's not the retracement that's surprising. It's the degree. It's more of the retrenchment that's happening. That's got me. So you see that stuff. You see, oh, the other one was Amazon, and I actually added a little Amazon this morning. I added another chunk. Right at hop level 183, now 182. It was 170 something. I was, really trying to build a position in this thing, but where's it going to go? And that's about it. I had one round of long positions after not doing much January, February, and I'm I would like to reload. I'd like to take advantage of this discount because I think this is overdone, but charts they're just not triggering yet. They just fail to trigger, especially this weekly stuff. I mean, there's Amazon, shark pattern. Okay, but look at what's going on the weekly here with HSI. That's ridiculous. Probably a mistake to add. So don't follow what I'm doing seriously at the moment. I have a real problem with this. It's not only one of the lowest readings in years. Amazon's HSI is one of the lowest, if not the lowest, HSI reading in history. Where is it? On weekly. On the weekly basis, it's at the lowest. What are the last two lowest years? 08. Okay, and then what was that? 2012. I guess that was even lower than 08 by a touch. Now, Amazon, I think it's going to take more time. I really do. I think this, amazing. This retracement that started up around 260, came all the way back to 200. Now was 175, let's call it. All the way down here, off of that crab. What, are we going to come and do a full retest type 2 of the shark? Because there's under 183, guys. Again, there's nothing. And so we're getting into the scenario where these weekly scenarios are expanding. This is more than a type 1 retracement. This is one of those smash type 1 retracements. Yeah, let's see. We can get a couple of those. Yeah, you want to look at LAC? Not a problem. What's up, Mike? What's up, chat? Laser, David, Josh. Great to see everybody. Yeah, how you guys doing today? Yeah, what's up, Laser? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we're gonna have to go off the weeklies, the weekly setups, and again, SPY, S&P's the last ditch here, and I think it's failing right now. SPY 5500. The 550 is the SPY. Now 543. You have this big shark pattern, no confirmation. Hop at 529. So we're seeing a lot of these. You're seeing some patterns, but larger levels are coming into play as well. Like, SPY is it. We've talked about this big weekly, monthly pattern. Is this happening now? Go on the monthly for SPY because this has been the pattern. How's everybody feel about this pattern now? Like, if we're talking framework, target 1, 482, is that what we're going to do? Or worse? Or target 2? Because how many of these minimums? I mean, that's really where we're at. Or we go to target 2, but that's your monthly basis. And you're nowhere close, Look, just starting to hit that oversold on the monthly. My problem with it is that we're now officially we're cracking the 50 line on the downside here with amplified. That's where accelerations happen. So today, it really, I mean, NASDAQ being down 900, S&P down 200. These are numbers, but they're doing destruction. What's going on here? Hold on, guys. Yeah. Yeah, how do you guys feel about Biden now? Even if he was asleep at the switch, at least the guys that were running the money, they were keeping a good game going. I don't think I'm joking, and I don't know why this keeps flashing, but I don't think anybody was going to stop that pattern. We knew we were going to be wrestling with this for a while. Now, what is this going to dictate the whole year? Very possibly. Could be more than that. Just in terms of not I'm just not just saying down, but we could be doing projections off of this pattern for a long time. We get the 1, can we get the 2? Maybe after, if this is a bear market, you're talking 12 to 15 months. And 482 would be a first stop. That's why this monthly candle is so huge. And we're already continuing. Probably best to stay on the weekly as long as that just continues. This weekly HSI, there's really no reason for that to not trend accelerate down to target 1. I mean, we're right there on the edge. SPY, like I said, yes, futures are 550, 5,500, but SPY is 540, and we're coming off of clear zones. So I'm just, for me, I think we're going to have to start taking a bit more action. I'm certainly not going to, and any long position that I'm looking at currently is for a swing, short-term bounce type of thing. But I don't think doesn't look like this wants to give up any kind of bounce. Not this week. Here's the Dow, guys. And the Dow has this crab, and what's going on is that we have a counter HSI, but what's happening is we're not printing any green weekly bars. So still lower, 40,981. If we're due a type 1 off of this move, that's okay. That's down here at target 1. And again, it's only so long I can stick with this inaction, frankly, on my own behalf. Like, okay, I'm not gonna short. I've been waiting to get long. I got long some things, but all in all, It's been like the opposite. First 3 months of this year is the opposite of the last 3 months of last year. So what about the rest of this year? We're going to have to deal with this type 1. We're going to have to, if it's not now, like we're not going to do a fallout early April, sell all your positions because you got to pay the IRS. Although that's part of what's happening until the April 15th deadline. Then what? Then we grind and then we do a September capitulation. Could be. I mean, could be. There's just a lot going on. I mean, even the monthly, I'm willing to just respect what's happening here. Again, we cracked this 50. That's why this month, if we're under, maybe think of it this way: if we close under last month's low, that would be the scenario. Yeah, and I'm talking like all out type 1 until until September kind of a thing, where I think we're already there, but we have to pretty much kick up the time frame. We said that about a week or so ago. Like, hey, if this doesn't hold, we're right here on the edge. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. We were looking at things 2 Thursdays ago. And now here we are again, and it's not holding. Like, honestly, looking at the ES chart on a 15-minute, you're sub 5,500. Not a lot of buyers. Not a lot of reason to get long. Yep. What's happening? What's up, Lawrence? What's up, Floyd? Yeah, you know what? That's also a good point. It does feel a little bit like 2022 with that extended draw out kind of a thing like here. Like 2022 was like that. Although weekly is a different creature. We didn't have these kind of weekly HSI readings. So there's Dow, QQQ, like this. It's surprising is even we didn't really get like COVID. I mean, we're at COVID levels, guys, of oversoldness. Think about that like that. There's the cues. So, that's in the back of my mind pretty dramatic, and you're gonna need 2 weeks, 3 weeks of inflection to really pull this reading out and get us going again in the right, continuing. There's the last 5 years. Yep. I mean, it's the whole time, last month, I'm like, okay, weekly, looking for weekly. We need to print some green bars. It's just not. So kick it up to these higher time frames. I don't know. I really am looking for opportunities. I think this is kind of ridiculous, overdone. Google is another one here on the weekly basis where normally, after saying, okay, we're down 25, 30%, let's go. Take a look, take a look at what's happened with their HSI. We're well under 11.3, under 0 now, actually. That's a weekly chart. Second reading in a long time. I mean, a long time. Last time you have to go back this low, again, was like COVID low. So watch it. And the other thing is, I would say weekly time frame. I know it seems like a blip now, although COVID certainly left a scar. I think you think about it like this, where there's the COVID meltdown into really what became a like an early April, late March pivot. You got under the 0, but then you printed some green bars. and Amplified came out with a nice complex reading. That's exactly what you're looking for, but it's just not putting it up. And you go down like another week or so. This is also, I think, about time. Another week of this, another 2 weeks of this, in this oversold, because that's what it's going to take to kind of wash this little next retest down. But daily, it's like this. The butterfly at 205, and again, the whole time we were like, let's look at 184, no confirmation. Let's look at maybe target 2 at 170, no confirmation. All right, then the dot came in, and looking for another opportunity, something to develop here at 170, nothing. We've done that breakdown a few times. Nothing. That's all right. I mean, again, I think it's more frustration than anything. It's not really like we were overly long on any positions other than a Tesla, which is like back to entry. Let's go to that really quick. Taiwan Semi, that's down a bit. Yeah, I mean, look, Tesla's like that. Printing a bat pattern, double confirmation. The only problem is this counter HSI, but we're above the 50 levels. So we got to watch, I mean, unplug the news and focus on the charts. We need some green candles, no doubt, across all this. Need to see some green, but I will be the first to admit, we're back on the edge, looking down, if not over the edge today. And there's SPY on the daily. Printing a pattern, no confirmation, could go off of that pattern as low as 529. So we're not doing anything just yet. But certainly we're still favoring this thing to continue what it's done for the last 6 weeks. There's some amazing things. Like, let me show you guys this pattern really quick. Here's Starbucks. Okay, I mean, this thing is just tagging back-to-back pattern situations. And is this going to be the type 2 on Starbucks? Because look, we had the bat pattern. Check out that there's a shark that fails coming off the top. And then confirmation. That's kind of what I think, and that's 2022. Kind of think what's happening. But bat pattern, target 1, all the way back down. We did a powerful target 1. Powerful type 1. It wasn't a type 2. It was a type 1 that went past type 2, all the way back, gives you a bat, then goes for target 2. I mean, geez, that was 117. 2 months ago, not even. Sorry, a month ago, that was 117. You're now 88. I'd almost say, check out 73 for the type 2. Just let's just stick to framework. Is that where it's going? That's where the big type 2 setup is? So I just, as this is coming together, it's, I think these weekly, monthly time frames are dictating everything. I got to show you guys Valero, because after doing the type 1, it came back for the 2. I mean, in aggressive fashion. And now check this out. We're down here. We were looking at this off that bat pattern, and now it's type 2. This is related to the economy. So then what happens? We're back down for the 2. Where's confirmation? Nowhere near it yet. Look at like 112-ish. Lots of patterns. My point is this. Lots of patterns here. None of them are setting up just yet. They're hitting. levels, but they're not set up yet. And if we keep leaking out, like, NASDAQ under 19K is a big deal. S&P under 5,500 is a big deal. And there's what, 3 hours left. So this is going to probably go on for a little while longer. Oh, really quick, before I take you guys' requests, shills, whatever, check out VIX. The VIX is back to 28. And why that's important is we had a counter HSI back at 17. And this thing has been really ideal. Daily, the VIX index, S&P 500. And now we're back up. Okay, early. We're just hitting overbought today. So I would expect that to take a few days to get, continue higher before it gives us some kind of inflection. Keep an eye. Is this going to be the VIX reading that spikes to 40? And I for a while I've been saying, like, hey, I think this retracement will be a lot like August. I think it's getting, with the exception of the VIX, a crazy VIX reading. This is starting to deviate from that August scenario. August was a lot faster than what's going on now. It's probably twice as long already. Last August was a peak out in July, a bottom in early mid-August, and then a full turnaround by early September. This is December peak, early January, mid-January confirmation, and now let's bleed it for a while. I'm trying to stick with these big patterns, but I'm going to demand that all of them have confirmation. There's a bunch. I'll show you guys. Here's another one. And it's not like a stretch, and that's a good thing. It's not like you're trying to chase some penny stock ideas. Here's Airbnb with like 2 different patterns, retesting, all at around 113, 114 dot confirmation. I could start looking here, but only start because, listen, there's no HSI is not above the 50. I would need to see HSI above the 50 here, and amplified still pointing down. But there's a bunch, I mean, I again, I'm of the opinion you get something like that that's a type 2. You hit 2 weeks ago, and now you have confirmation. You've got double confirmation. I'm definitely going to focus on that. I'm putting together a list like that. The other one that, and then I'll take your shills, really surprised about is Dell down here. And we're going to need another confirmation level, but this was a big daily type 2 we talked about, where it's like, look, 91.50, come back, retest. What happened? We got the dot, but then we got the counter signal. Sent it back down, and today it's down 16. 16. I mean, we've been waiting for that retest, and it fails. I think hop at 66.50 is probably multi-year opportunity stuff. Multi-year opportunity stuff. I mean, I'm really surprised to see it down here at 80. You're talking that was 160 not too long ago. Remarkable. Remarkable. Again, hop level, 66.50. There's nothing there. We talked about that in the course. Again, if anybody wants to get with that course that I mentioned, join me over in the Discord. Okay, and let me just take a second, do the business. Everyone get over to Harmonic Pattern Collection, HPC for TradingView. That's what we're working with. Okay, send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. That's got everything. And we send you resources and the course recording, the strategy course from last 2 weeks ago that explains why counter HSI signals like this need to be regarded. Perfect setup for a type 2, but all you had was that a reaction on the first response. I'm going to have to just put that in the list. I think it's a great one, like a lot of these, but we're going to have to wait for it at lower prices. It's a name you want to own. We've been talking about looking for 91.80 since really 120 something or 110. 91.80, and look at where we are now, 80. So again, we get deeper into this doo-doo. I think we have to kind of remind, I know I'm reminding myself of like, all right, there are real possibilities for these other numbers to get hit. Another one that I'm looking at is Costco. And this one did a 50-point turnaround this morning alone. So again, all is not to be, shunned. That was 930 something at the low, nine and a quarter, 925. And then that was 980. So again, it's not a total throwaway Thursday. Close. DXY is getting crushed. What's up, Prez? Sure, I can look at that. Yeah, DXY and the rest. It's going to be bumpy. US dollar index futures. I know gold was down 85. Not a biggie though. I mean, I'm not really. Gold's down 100. You probably want to look to be buying it at any point. Now it's only down 43. DXY on the weeklies like this. Yeah, look at that. Remember that bat pattern? There you go. So 101.66, that was target 2. You need a dot. I mean, here we go again with another dot. And the interesting thing with DXY, it's, you would think, oh, dollar going up, oh, then market would go down, but it's actually been the opposite because check it out. There's 2024's run up until like April, May, and then you rolled over July. That's why you got that dump down. And then here you go again. Last year, okay, all the way up right to January, you topped out, and that's been a real nice one. I have to admit that's definitely gives you quality insight into market inflections. Put the harmonic pattern framework on top of it. Now we're looking for, well, you have the check back. You're hitting pattern target 2. Where's my dot? Still a couple weeks away. The same way we were, like you go back to December 23, or what's this? Yeah, September, late August last year, before the run, you had to work it for a couple more weeks. But I like that. It explains a lot. I just think, you've got people on the defensive for sure. You've got a sound reason. And it's not that the reason itself, it's more of like, I think in terms of narrative, it's been a while since we had something like this. They can, something to point to. Oh, okay, it's the tariffs. So just keep selling. Meanwhile, we're starting to get big patterns and larger oversold signals starting to come our way. Let me segue to crypto by saying like this. Clean Spark, okay? Remember, took a stab at that and then basically, scratched it at break even or whatever. And that was 11. Now it's 740. This is kind of this has really been the example of larger markets in general, and this has probably been tamer than most. But we got a lot of really nice signals. Look, type 1 back for the 2, but what do we get? We got a counter HSI signal. There's the first bullish confirmation. That was a month ago. We've done nothing. Can't even get above the 50 here on amplified. I mean, can we trend? No. In fact, I'm going to say this now. Something like this type of setup where we just want lower, we're taking more time, it's just screaming for the hop test. You're 742, 557. But that's how a lot of these should be looked at. If you're going to scrape the hop, you might as well test it. That's my take. Like if you're so close to the hop, and I'll go here on NQ, it's like this. Hop is like this NQ bat pattern. It's 567. We're 837. Why don't you just go hit it already? That's the way I feel about it. Like if you're going to be this close, and we're going to come all the way down here. Not to mention, there's a reason why the software is showing the bat off of here, because it's a better alignment. Okay, but common sense. Like, where's the 886? 886 is right there off the August low. Okay, it's something like that. So the number is not 18,830, guys. And I don't even think the number is 18,567. So not real positive, not constructive yet. And we're going to just continue. And if that's the 886, then you'll overlay the weekly here, just to kind of like bounce back between tech and crypto and whatever, and reasons why things aren't moving. 17,838 is target 1. And I would even say that you're so close there that it kind of wants it now. Like, we're not going to come out of this zone, okay, and then do some continuation lower. We're going to stay in here in this kind. This is a 1 in 20, or I got to say like a 1 in 30 situation at the moment. This is a really unique condition going on, and I got to call that out, because I've been looking for some kind of inflection, especially like 3 weeks ago. I was like, okay, we're on the verge of this inflection. We'll get an inflection and we'll do more consolidation, and it just stayed in the zone. Again, you got to go back to COVID. And when we get to like the minus 11, right now we're 0. We get to minus 11, yeah, because that's where 0 was right before COVID low. It was like 2 weeks before the low. I think that's just how we can stack it. At least we have this big pattern. S&P currently off 225. Nasdaq's minus 915. I don't. Why not go down minus 1200? Anything right now? 32nd oversold. Yeah, look, lots of patterns. Oversold at the moment. Where's the 5-minute? Yeah, every time these 5-minute dots have just been hitting it. There's the 5-minute. It's a type 2. Amazing, right? Look at that shark pattern. Even when it was down 1,000, 1 and come back for the 2. And what happens? Another counter HSI signal. But double dot, 18.8, we were as low as 730. And then we ran right into another HSI. This is why you get the software, because making that read on your own is going to be difficult. The dot there, 18,970, that's a big level. I don't see that getting taken out. In fact, 18.8 right now, guys, needs to get retested. You're not even close. Look, there's 30-second coming in. We utilize the same approach, whether it's weekly or 30-second or even 5-second time frame. And I've showed you guys this stuff. Here you go, 5-second time frame. Tell me this. We see anything here for scalping or what have you? I like to look at 30-second and 5-second if I got big patterns. Okay, trigger me in there, especially if we're going to have some kind of 50 reading. Now, here's the 30-second pattern, right? Right down here. What's that? That's like at 10:48. Go to the 5-second time frame. Where's 10:48? 10:48. It's like back here. It's that kind of an idea. But we're always crossing time frames. Doesn't really matter. Like there. We're always crossing time frames. In this instance, weekly versus daily, that's fine. But for intraday, especially days like this, pop up a 5-second time frame. You're going to see a lot. Right now, oof. I'm right now, like today, I say we drop 200 or 300 more. You're going to fail the shark. Like that. Once we fail that shark, the only thing left is that 856. Sorry. 18,567 hop level. That's it. That's the objective for today, and then fail it. Fail it tomorrow, fail it into Monday, where yeah, Monday. Look, if the thing falls apart, let's just get our levels flat out. Okay, weekly, we're now 838, 840. It's just a number. We were just saying that an hour ago. 940. 18,567, 17,838. I think 838. We fail 567, and that's seriously 250 lower from current levels or more, which could easily happen. Then you're getting this. You'll get the whole damn thing. And then S&P 500, it's just we're already below 5,500. That was the edge all along. 5,500. You're now 5483. Where does that go? I mean, weekly there, 4766, but monthly, $382 is like this. What all-time 382 is like 5,400-ish. You know, but that's again, let me go to the SPY. That's the big pattern. Yeah, 48, 482. It puts you under 5,000. That's it. That's really what we're trying to figure out. We're SPY 5,500. ES 5,500. Are we going under 5,000? Could be. Could be. I mean, this could be the larger T1 off of all that. Gold hit 3,200 already. I didn't see that. No. It bounced off of 3,100. Whatever. I'll dig on a couple others. Who wanted that? What's up, Mike? Wants to look at LAC. Yeah, that was it's a low floater forever. XA 398, now 276. It's going to take time. Yeah, here's the downtrend. Did we crack it? Yeah, finally. Another counter HSI. Again, it's going to take time. Going to take time. That's it. The 398 is the monthly XA. We were on the monthly chart, I think, for this one, right? Just a low floater. Not bad. I mean, look, we need to get above like the 3-month range to really accelerate. Get above the 50 level here, but not a surprise. I mean, just you're not getting hurt, are you? Not today. I mean, we're flat on the day. Here's the only thing that's working for me today, and this one's already reversing. I'm not saying buy this, but this is total defense position play. You guys know Altria is one of my super long term core. Add a little bit every year. Don't sell it. Pick up the 7% yield. That was 60 2 days ago, but look what we have up here. Bunch of bearish patterns. So even this one, yeah, I really just think, this is old school stocks at its best. But even with this, and as much as I think this is a fantastic investment, it's so due for a retracement. It's a type 2 even. First confirmation. I mean, technically, if we're in a type 2, 45.13 would be the objective here. But I don't sell this one. And I'm talking even in the last 5 years off of a bunch of longs back in here and then picking up 7-8%. That's a different creature than something like Amazon or Meta or others. Yeah. Couple more, guys. I'll dig. I want to flip back to crypto here in a second. I'm just all over the place. Intel. Yeah, you know what? Intel is, again, market's getting crushed. Intel's down 3%. What are we going to do here? Is this ever going to come off of this low here, 2083? Monthly charts. A lot going on there. I just think, and I'm still long this. This is another super long. Underwater for me. But I'm not selling it. And I could be in that for a long time. Okay, but we're down here in a massive zone. Let's turn off the news, and what do we've got? We've got a big dot on the monthly. It's a T2. Perfect. And maybe this is, I'm not saying get long here yet. I might add. I didn't add. I've kind of tinkered with the idea of maybe buying more when it goes to 20 or under 20 maybe. Let's see. Regardless, we're going to have to be patient. This is where you feel the pain of each bar because it's a monthly. It's a monthly. So it doesn't look like much here on the chart from like 24 down to 1850, but you've been there 8-9 months already. I've been there more. Keep an eye on it. I mean, can we get something, guys? It has been a long time since we've been in a market like this, where the retracement drags out and then premiums get demolished. They're getting demolished. But I'm still looking, I'm looking in other areas like check out Clorox, or no, not Clorox, Colgate-Palmolive. Is it Clorox? Yeah, well, here's Clorox. You want to go with, some little diversity here, a little DEI portfolio. 143.95, no confirmation, but that's a great name. Remember what that did in COVID? Still correcting that COVID spike, but it remains to be in this long-term, super long-term uptrend. And I think that's the bigger idea. Whatever comes of this retrenchment, can't even say retracement anymore. We got to be thinking, what's it all going to do in context of the last 10, 15, 20 years? Is this going to continue? Because I will continue to look to size up opportunities within these long-term uptrends. Like Apple being down 20 for me today is on itself, I think we're getting closer to an opportunity than you were certainly a few weeks ago. Look at that chart. Just the last 5 years. It's a pretty remarkable to think about that. Really, Apple's in just the last 5 years is a 6-7x. So I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. That long-term uptrend remains. It's just where in this retrenchment are we going to grab it? Is Apple going to come all the way back, retest the pattern? Maybe not, because that was already a type 2. We talked a little bit about these secondary signals. I would say we should be looking for something like this. Arrow and dot, okay, stabilize for a while, but that would define the level. And so Apple is only one green week away. It's one green week. The indicators look like garbage. They're pointing down. Okay, that's undeniable. So I think we're close, but you're going to have to let this thing work itself out. That's still down, amplified, but I do think that you can say we're hitting oversold extremes. Where's the opportunity though? What price? What friggin' price? Is it here? 208, 204, 200, or is it some kind of larger 886 down at like 170, 175? I'm going to wait. Some of them have patterns, others do not. I will wait. Something like Broadcom here. There's the weekly on Broadcom. You want to come back to this. The weekly's expanding, oversold, but at least the daily's, setting up. We're really close, and we've seen this so many times before. The other one that comes to mind, guys, NVIDIA. Okay, and just let it come into these zones. Let it come into these hop levels. NVIDIA hop at 93.59. No confirmation yet. That's okay. And remember the butterfly, the deep crab at 149, and it's already way past. Like, here you go. We did the 1-2. Okay, and check out what happened. NVIDIA. T1, no confirmation to T1 dollar sign, and come on back. Now there's the T2 with a perfect dot. Goes to target 2, bang. Comes back, does not hit the zone, but there's an example of a secondary confirmation off of the T2 to send that back down. What do we have to wait for? We need to see an oversold trigger of some sort. And we don't have it. It's not giving it up. We talked about this in that course. Okay, in the presentation, it was 2 weeks ago. I guess 3 weeks ago now. Really? 2 weeks ago Friday. Yeah, the 21st. Let it come into that zone. Let it fall down. I would say hop level at 93.59. And it could easily do like a Dell or an Amazon, where it leaks under. Amazon fell a couple dollars under its hop level, but I'm still going to target that area. Am I crazy? You guys miss Biden. You're funny. I don't think so, man. Biden was never there. And Gensler, I think, is like epitome of those people. Biden was Biden, but the people behind Biden, that's the people you got to have a problem with. Remember, look, we remember Scranton Joe from 70s and 80s. Sure. He was a Philly local. Or he wanted to be. From right down the road in Delaware. How he ever made it president? No idea. But obviously, for what they wanted to accomplish, they got a lot done. And so, look, I'm not going to parse words here about all of that. What is it telling us? This is all saying that like the last 6 months of last year was fluff. That's all. It was fluff, and now you got to give it back. You're gonna have to adjust, and so again, I'm gonna come to something like Dell, where it looks horrible. Definitely looks terrible, but this is one of the best type twos against a massive uptrend, which it is, to set up. Again, I think a multi-year opportunity, and I just, for me, I just thought it would be easier. I didn't think it would be as deep, but here we are. S&P now, where down to 20. I want to give you guys this number. Okay, 5,500 is it. That is the big number, because there's only one other number under this area. If it's 54 or 55, there's nothing under 54. And just being on the edge here, like we said, we've been saying this edge thing for a couple of weeks. And what happens? Nothing. Nominal bounces. But I'll say this, just so we're clear. Look, there is nothing until a run to 48. We fail that. Under 54, let's just get our larger signals clear here. And then I would say even the monthly time frame has got to come in and do a full inflection. I probably was right there 2 weeks ago saying, do we need to kick up and consider all of these longer term levels now? I wanted to give it as much time as possible, and I'm there. I'm there. That's whether it's going to happen in a few weeks or by the end of the year. We're going to have to just start strategizing for that bigger reality. Yeah, I mean, it's a type 1. And that was the gist of what we talked about in the presentation, of first starting with the pattern, starting with and describing what you see, okay, and then going from there. Here. This for S&P 500 was always about this deep crab. We're at the T1, 54.98. That's a big number. We have yet to close underneath it, although today's the first day we're trying to threaten that. We're right there at the moment. Problem with this chart is the counter HSI from 6-7 days ago. All right, but under target 2, that's where things can really fall apart. So that's, for me, that's the edge. We're right here. We're back here. Another Thursday edition. And we're back looking over the edge. In this case, though, nice flush. We were as low as 55. Never wanted to see that thing under 54.98 ever. So again, pretty well defined of, are we kicking this up literally tomorrow into Monday, Tuesday? Kicking it up for those weekly targets at 4,800. That's the scenario. That's it. And then that would take the rest of it down. But there's the weekly. Okay? I'm impressed. And I'm impressed in a way where I think you have a lot of other things that are going on that support that this market longer term is still, it's firmly intact. But now we're in a 10+% correction within an uptrend. We've been there before. I mean, again, August was always it was the time, it was kind of the model for what I was looking for. But this is a little bit more. This is August. There. Pattern completion, some confirmation, and then you're down for 5 weeks and you pivot out. This is take your time, extend out, and then we're amazingly week 8 now in this drop. Let's look at a few more. Let me circle back to crypto really quick by looking at Coinbase, because now we're 170. Target 2 is 150. Remember, there's also a ton of things. 165. I think we were there today. Couple of prior patterns. All of there like 160, 165. And this bat pattern we talked about, but we went counter HSI. So what's the problem? Just not ready. Not ready. We never got above the 50 level. Check this out. On our daily. Amplified, hit the 50, got rejected. This has to, I mean, this would have to turn around for several sessions. Just more insight into when is crypto going to do anything, or is it going to keep going lower? Is the cycle over? Anyone think the cycle's over for crypto and we just go down from here? Because I'm hearing more and more people ready to throw in the towel on that. Meanwhile, I'm asking you guys that question. Hey, first person who has not won for 6 months or more can type in HPC 30. We'll give you 30 days gold membership, where I hope to be doing a lot more this month than the prior month. Everyone else, send your TradingView username to get the 14-day free trial. But this HPC 30 package, you get gold membership, 30 days. Of course, DM me on the Discord. That's where it all starts. You got it. JB, we'll give it to you despite the pound signal. JB, you gotta just send me a note over on Discord, okay? Let me, I'll give you the link here. Where's my account? Hold on. I'm not set up properly on that. Here it goes. DM me. I think I got everybody from last session, especially those that wanted the link. Anybody that wanted the link for the recording from 2 weeks ago, you have to DM me there. Okay, DM me on the Discord here. And that can be basic, but the 30-day winner, JB, you have to send me your full name, your email address, and your TradingView username, please. Get with that. All right. Let's riff some charts. Thanks, David. Let's go into a couple symbols. What's up, Lewis? I'm scrolling back. He wants to look at AMD, AMAT. What was the other one? PayPal. All right, yeah, let's start with AMD because I've showed a couple of the semis. AMD has been one that we have talked about for a while of being a non-execution. Something where we lined it up for a while, for months, and we never got the signal. And from 125, 130, we said, let's wait for 102. And just continues to decline. Hits the target, no confirmation. What's going on with AMD here? Well, there's no opportunity. No, really, last week we had a nominal bounce from 95 or 92 up to 110 and then right back down. So I'm really, I need to see more. I need to see more than that. And you have this counter HSI signal again. So all of that says nothing here. Not yet. I mean, not even close to being yet. AMD is really, it's been one of them. Can you get above 50 here on weekly? You almost tried it last week, but that's where you need to get a follow through, a 3-bar breakout. I mean, something to end this. I just think it's going to be a long grind. Even if you were to find support at 102, even though it's 96, 102.81, it's that number. You're going to need several weeks going sideways. So what do people know? Because they've been dumping since the last earnings report. People have been just dumping this thing. Next earnings coming up, and that's the other thing, folks. We got a lot of earnings coming up in 3 or 4 weeks. So keep that in mind. The aggressive selling into all of these earnings announcements, and it's not even May. Let's see. His other one was Applied Materials, which is I prefer that over AMD, and it has just resisted coming out of the zone. I mean, really doing an unusual reading here on HSI. It went in about 3 weeks ago. Still not out. Currently 138, so that's almost a 50% retracement. When we get to a 50% retracement, consider that sizable. But no sign of being oversold. We are actually negative on HSI. We're below zero. And again, you have to go back. It's not even COVID low. Last time we were that low, incredible. August 2015, 10-year lows. That's what you got to take. You might be saying, okay, so what? It's just some indicator. What do I make of that information? You have to realize that we are in the depths of a massive retracement on this, where no matter what, I think it's deeply oversold, but it's going to take more than even 1, 2, or 3 bars to turn around that situation. Applied Materials, great. Give it to me at the right price, because this company is been around forever. They're not going away. And this is exactly the kind of situation I want. I want these quality companies to go on a discount and set up with some oversold triggers that I can buy them for the next wave higher. But is that 124? Currently 138, or is it 81 bucks? We come all the way back down for the type 2. It's possible. There's nothing here at the moment, though, so let me be clear about that. There is nothing there at the moment. There's no oversold trigger, no dot, no inflection. So we have to wait on that. I mean, a lot of these are, they're there. They're at various stages of being oversold. I've talked about this 3 times now. Broadcom, AVGO. Probably next to NVIDIA, the number 2 in the space for longer term potential. All right, but there's your weekly. And then daily, just a matter of time before we hit these and trigger a dot. But we still have lower hop levels, like 4 points lower. So we're going to wait for that. That and a dot. But it's several days, several more trading sessions away. I really thought we had some hope. Again, I thought stuff like this back in the beginning of March was like the beginning, a day 1 scenario. And what happened was, by day 5, it was a dud. The stuff just kind of flatlined. Let me show you, speaking of duds, what was the other one you wanted to look at? PayPal. Speaking of dud, I mean, where are we now? 62? We need to get that out. PayPal, is that back at target 2 here on, yeah, target 2 at 64 off that bat. Almost there, where HSI is trying to come out, but that's the problem. Really surprising. I thought PayPal, and this is like all of them, would come into target 1 and give us an inflection with a dot at 73. No dot, no inflection, still in the zone, in the oversold HSI for 2 months now. And when that goes on, you can, price just will expand lower. So there. Again, we're here. It's early April, first week of April. You can count weeks required to return that, get that turning around. I love the fact that it's oversold, but to be a trigger, to be something that's an opportunity, it's not there yet. Palantir is another one where I would be suspect of this under current lows. Like, you would take out the lows, I think there's 70, 75. There's really not much to hold this stock up. And this was one of our big wins last year. So really need to hold the 50 level. That throws away this week. But it means next week is really critical. Really critical. And under 75. Is there a signal to buy it? No. Not yet. I mean, if you're there and you're looking for some HSI, just go look at prior signals here and what they took before you got some kind of larger move. It's, it just, again, it's still in retracement phase. Here's MicroStrategy. And we're back under 300, guys. And I'm still of the opinion that this needs more time. I think we're looking at like a larger 618 retracement all time. Remember this, the 1618 to the 618. And this is still the, this is the play for MicroStrategy, and would really help crypto in general if you could get some kind of signal on MicroStrategy. But look, there's the 50 level at 265, 50% all-time retracement. The 618 is right about there, 210-ish. I think that's really the larger possibility. Monthly chart, still not oversold. Still not oversold. Look, monthly chart doing maybe the 50 cross with the 50 midpoint breakdown here. So not yet. And let's go to Bitcoin. I meant to go to Bitcoin 20 minutes ago. What is wrong with Bitcoin? It's hovering this 82K now, 81, 82. We were almost 89. We never got to 91. Why? Because we went sideways on this range. There it is. Let me bring this up. What can we expect? Hold on. Bring this up. Is it the end of the cycle? That's what I meant to ask you guys. I didn't see a response. Do you guys think this is the end of the cycle? Yeah, we can look at that. Some of you guys saying no. Some are saying shark at 106. I don't know about that. What's up, Floyd? Saying maybe 61 or maybe 50. If we're down at 61 or 50, the cycle is over. That it's this whole 76 thing is, for me, that's the cycle. Constructively, Bitcoin put in an HSI last 2 days ago. We're checking back now. Where's my crab pattern? We have crab off of here. There you go. 89. Oh, remember, I meant to say that the Bitcoin 91K was off the futures. I brought that up last time. Either way, I was still looking for 91K with the spot price, and maybe even as high as 96, but we got to see this. Okay, now we're secondary HSI, but you know you're going to need another dot. And it failed to even hit target one. Here's the thing, guys. We're at this 30-day mark. That's April 9, 30 bar. Right there. Wednesday. Okay? So that would be the 30 bar measure. What's going on here? Sideways to higher, grinding. About to get a secondary confirmation, and we didn't hit target one. My read on that is just kind of it's a dud. It's a definite dud, and anything here, where's that check back, is like 82.3. Under 82,000, that's really your critical number for the week. Are we getting back to 91K? I don't know. I think we're going to have to shift this down to more like 89, just to give a more give a firmer range. Hasn't done much, but it's unimpressive to be back here 30 days later, 20 days later, and you're not a lot of progress. That's been crypto the whole year. I mean, look at Ethereum. And again, I think that's going to be the first one to crack. I bought one Ethereum, and now I feel stupid on that. I bought one. I literally bought one Ethereum. And there's a reason why. And now, well, we're about to get a close under 1800 tonight. And there's nothing here. I'm really surprised. 4 hour, couple big patterns there. That's your, there you go. Okay, I'm happy with saying that. 1795, you close underneath there, forget it. Maybe I take the few $100 loss. Sheesh. It just, until things can really come together, then we're probably at best going sideways, if not lower. A lot of that stuff. I mean, here's what XRP looks like. Right back at $2 now. At 2. And remember the weekly chart? It's like that. So kind of reminds me of like 2021. It's really starting to get like that. There's 2021. And it was just a hanging curveball for a long time, where you went 160 all the way down to 60. There's just so little here to go on for prospects. Give me something to go on here. And $2 is just a number. There's been a lot of people saying different things. I'm about getting it at the right price. Here we are with another HSI. Can we come out today on the daily? I mean, can't really offer much. Can't offer much. And XLM is the other one, and I'm down a few pennies on that already. We're right back in the zone there. Thought we were starting a process to get above not only 30 but 35, and we did nothing. I mean, that real surprising here. What a fake out. I mean, that really is a tough one. I think I was like added more at 27.5 and 28.5. Now it's 25.5. Garbage. I'm not going to add anything else until I see substantial development. It wasn't a huge thing, wasn't a huge move back in, but even when I stick my toe back in the water, it's just not coming together. Speaking about not coming together, guys, S&P now down 235, Nasdaq's down 950. I don't see this thing. I see this thing closing down several hundred more today. And let's just do it. Let's embrace it. And in that environment, none of this stuff is going to give you anything constructive for a while. Um, total, somebody wanted to look at total. Last time we did a nice workout on this on total 3. So don't need to spend that much time. Maybe it's because we did have the back-to-back patterns. We need dots, because what are the dots? The dots are the confirmation of price action. It tells you where the divergence comes in the zone. So if 2 to 3 days ago we completed a signal, a secondary signal, I would still say, 252, 252, 2.52 trillion on total market cap, if not even maybe hop level 2.3. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it just we get to that point. The weekly, we're on the weekly there. We did the weekly. Yeah. The weekly chart looks like it's going down more. Yeah, they're all in that kind of situation. Here's weekly total with Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think Ethereum's the one that's the real problem. But at least this weekly total market cap chart has given you an inflection. Look at what Amplified has done. Okay, and again, we're talking. Sometimes I get annoyed because I don't. I want to feed you guys levels and be like, okay, let's go time, and we're still in this drawn out retracement phase. This is where the patience aspect of letting the market set up for you comes in, and it's not there, just not there yet. Early signals, but this has been the retracement phase we've been looking for, and now we're waiting for it to turn around. Thought it'd be a lot more reactive than that. Has to get up, and so again, we're like add more weeks, add more weeks, add more weeks. And that's I don't think anybody wants to hear that, but you're at that point, much like where we were back in May of last year. We finally got a trigger, and then check back, and dots didn't come in until another 20% lower. That's, I think, where we're at. So weekly on Bitcoin is the same. Freedom is saying he's waiting for Ethereum 900. Look, guys, the one thing that this whole retracement hasn't experienced is a crazy capitulation day where you see insane numbers. And I think, if we got that, that would be full blown. Then you would see VIX spike to the moon. Like, that's the only thing that's missing here. I know. Hang in. I mean, just guys, look, my frustrations are that I came into the year expecting some kind of simple retracement, and we got a nastier pullback. And there's only I'm not going to wait all year. I mean, I'm certainly going to look to be getting more active. Still, I think it's a day trading environment. But the crypto space, no, I'm not. I'm not touching any more of that for a while until obvious. It's almost obvious, and I don't know why people still recommending a lot of crypto that have been crushed, and you just can't offer anything up like that until you get those signals. If that's Coinbase or here's the Connell. Remember the Connell situation, which is the 2x Coinbase, and it had a bunch of patterns, a hop level at like 15. There you go. Hop level, no, 113 was 15. Hop level is at 12. You're almost there. Lots of patterns. This is Coinbase, the 2x long. Okay, you're all the way down there from something that in September at 20 we were talking about as an opportunity goes to target 2, can't get through target 2, that's it, and all the way back down to retest support, take it out. What does it need? You need to see this thing start to print above 50, and it's not. I mean, we're like 12 is an insane number, but on the way to getting there, it could print 5 or 6 as long as this stays under 50 there, and then HSI or amplified, especially amplified like this. You come into the chart daily, and that's still pointing down. That means we're still going lower, especially inside of that individual bar. And ever since the counter HSI signal, so all of this stuff, you're looking for signs for Bitcoin and other things to be constructive. They're not there yet. They're not there yet. And Connell is one that's like, back here at $20. I said start looking, right here. I said, okay, we've got the T1 arrow dot. Let's start looking. What happened? Nada. And then we went counter HSI. Total 3 or others. Others is like this. Others, which is the top 10. It just, I see why you're saying that. Okay, I mean, yeah, bat pattern. But again, in this climate, what are the things we're going off of? We need confirmation. We need a pattern. Okay, great. You have a pattern down here. That gives us a level. You got 2 patterns. But we need confirmation, and we need a dot just to start the process of saying, okay, potential opportunity here. And all the way down. I mean, that was December. Amazing. Right at that alternate bat. But even with the trend line, can you overcome that downtrend and give me something here? Like down here. It's under 200 and it's under 200 billion. It's certainly under 200 billion. Yeah, we should hang out here because guys, I think we're ready for a full crash stream. We're ready for full. I mean, here we go. Nasdaq's down. Let's go back here. Should we ride it out? Because here's NQ. NQ's like this. Down 1,000. Ooh, nice little crab. Even that crab pattern. Now it's kicking out a crab. But we had all kinds of things like 18.6. That's where we're going. There's the 4-hour right now. And look at this. Where's the confirmation? Where's the last confirmation and what is it? Beautiful type 2 shark, but look, bearish type 1, send it back down, and now that's bearish confirmation right there all the way. Yeah. Under 759, forget it. Yeah, and look at these. And I think 1,000's just a number. 1,000, you're down 975 at the moment. 970, 1,000's just a number. I really, let's focus on some of these numbers. Yeah, it's a couple. It's a shark, it's a crab. Regardless if it was a shark or a crab, 19.2, 19.1, absolute make or break. And now we're going to push it. I think we shoot through from 19 to 18 pretty quickly. Pattern, yes. Opportunity, no. Not yet. Not yet. What about S&P really quick? Because that's now down what? 242. So that's 40 lower since we started. And there you go. 54.70, 54.98. We're going to close under that. Jeez. We kick it up. You got to kick it to the weeklies or even the monthly because we're here at 54.68 and 48.73, guys. 48.73. We just keep doing this, and we do it tomorrow. And you're here, and I think every trader is thinking about, are we going back to 5,000? And I don't even think 5,000 would be much at this point. The only consideration I have is 54.70. We violated that 98 level. Do we do this and go to 48.73 already? It's all there. Yeah. How long do I think before crypto becomes bullish again? I think we got to look at the whole market. Got to look at the whole market. This is all interrelated. You know, again, the simple retracement theory, that for me, on my part, that was probably too naive. Thinking we're going to go from 692 to 57.32 and then go back, like, you know, this was my idea all year. But now we're back here and we're under target 2. Yeah, because that's my edge. 54.98 target 2 is something not to be violated. And here's the other way to think about it. What the? Hold on one second. Hold on, there you go. At least the other possibility, under 54.98, guys, measure it off the pattern, and it's just that simple 886. And in fact, what that really is, if we're going to go back to back, can we connect some dots? Yeah, it's a full 886 off of the pattern itself in between. You know, again, nothing under these levels, nothing under these levels. 52.40, whatever. I mean, you go into a free fall. And again, this is a 1 in 20, 1 in 30 situation with, look, daily and weekly, nothing there. Nothing there. 48.73, guys. That's big levels. Let's see. 30-second chart. We're back down. There you go. Psh. That was, yeah, we looked at we looked at a couple of these when we started. And right up and right back down. Been a while. Really been a while since we've seen this kind of thing. I don't know. Give me a couple more. I think so. How long do I think it takes for stocks to become bullish again? Well, if we're in this full type 1, okay, the full type 1 on the monthly, which is, or you know, we can go off the last confirmation. But I think monthly might, at this rate, you'd go to target 1. You're gonna take most of the year. You'll take into the fall to realize this. And where's the last confirmation there? Or even just the recent top, go 30 weeks. We go 30 weeks from here, puts us into September. Be an ugly environment, but this is what's kind of taken hold, and it's now. They're not screwing around. Because that monthly chart, this is dictating everything still, and that's futures. 30 months from that completion, just so you know, I'm not saying give it 18 months, but that would be 30 bars to come all the way down and do it. I think we could do it in 15. But 48.73, guys. In the same way that we were looking at 57, what is it? 57.60, 57.32. All right, on that weekly or monthly, the monthly chart, yeah. Like if we were on the monthly chart, we're like here, having to go to target 1. It's brutal. I still say something's coming. There's going to be something that drives this. What else? Gold is falling. Gold was falling. Gold was down 80. Gold's almost at our target at 3,300. And if it pulled back, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we haven't even looked at gold or oil. Would take a quick peek, but again, gold's telling a story. Something bigger is up. I mean, that move from 2,000 to 3,000, that's amazing. I mean, that really is, in terms of just sheer dollar amount and percentage, more dollar amount for gold. I mean, that remarkable sums to move that 30% in 18 months. 18 months. We almost got, look, 3,300 has been the target, first stop, and we were what, 3,200 yesterday? 3,201. So we were $98 away. It was 3,160, 3,201.60. So almost $98, $99 away from our target, and still remains. Certainly not initiating any longs here, but we'll keep monitoring it. We're just in that. We're in that time period, guys. It's the flush out of something that's larger than just a retracement. Meanwhile, gold's doing its overflow run. I still say seasonally, gold is, it's not a time of year where you're going to want to be buying it. Seasonally, we've already trekked out the November to February bullish season. Crude oils like this, crude oil to me, not doing anything for this long. You're at $66. We have this big pattern on the weekly that, look, hop level's 52. The pattern's losing its mojo. That's the way to think about it. And what's the maximum limit that you can hit is 52.83. Now 66. Also, HSI's coming in, but no dot. Crude oil loves the dots. I mean, it's in terms of price action confirming what has to go there. So, look, I think the whole inflation thing is getting overplayed. And I think crude oil should be lower. Just the thought. Just thinking about it. Crude oil should be lower. And $50, I think, that's a fair price historically. Take a look at this. That means also the inflation, they will have mostly broken the inflation story. And we have, you've got some things here on the monthly. You've got levels. Maybe 56, maybe as low as 42. Okay, but the whole oil story just been distributing out for the last 2 or 3 years. I like the refiners, but if we're ultimately, what are we all getting at is, when are rates going to roll over? And again, rates are getting, I think what's going to, in hindsight, what will probably happen is people will say, oh, the Fed held on too long and they didn't cut rates. And so they held rates up too high and they pretty much stiffed the public and caused the recession. Just generally. Personally, measuring it out, we know what this is. The big 382 to 50 level for that's a 2-year yield. 382 right now is still at 3.25, 3.3%. You're still 370. And then I'm going to say, look, correcting whatever this was from 21 to 22, 23, a 50% retracement's easy. That's 263, maybe even a 618, 211. So all of this says rates should be under 3. Not there yet. Those would need to happen. Someone's asking, like, what conditions need to happen for this stuff to turn around? And it's that. I mean, it's the Fed comments last time were, I think, designed to be really to hurt the economy for whatever reason. If I think that's completely over, Neil's asking, good question, Neil. So if this is all the case, then do I think the crypto run is totally over? Define totally over. Like where we do a 61.8% retracement or more, or a full reset? Possibly. I think for Bitcoin, it's under 76K. We're just the larger things here that are going on of trying to get at least some kind of sentiment turnaround or, narrative turnaround. Yeah, things need to happen. Like this is, it's too far. I agree with that. It's too far. And we have to go off those weekly levels and we deal with this retracement as it unfolds. That's it. And that would mean that rates need to have a significant drop. And we need to hit those larger numbers. If that's all the case, then yeah, probably for now, we're certainly not running to all-time new highs. I really thought we could get to 91K in Bitcoin. But if we're not going to, going sideways is not the way to do it. You don't get it done. With Bitcoin at 85K or 83K, where's the next move, up or down? Are we going to just we're going to narrow the range, but 76 to 89 is probably a relevant range, or even tighter, like 82 to 89. Whichever way that breaks will tell you, where we're going. With the possibility, yeah. This is the 10-year yield. I'll jump to Bitcoin in a second. 10-year yield is played out to me. We're at target 2 above 392 and just trying to roll over here on a monthly chart. Not there yet. I mean, rates have yet to come off, but a lot of things are here to suggest otherwise. And you go back the last decade, 20 years, interesting thing is like, okay, when did stocks really run? Well, there's the end of 2023 into October 24. Or you go back, there's 2021 where it went straight up, and that was your big correction, 2021, 2022. You need that to be the top. We need to see this thing break down, especially under 3.5%. All these are hanging up there at 4. That's, I think, the other reason why Bitcoin hasn't done anything. Look, Bitcoin's, bring it back here. Kind of, let's wrap it up here with Bitcoin. All right. Is the cycle over for Bitcoin and crypto? First, define what does that mean? Is Bitcoin about to go through like all-time 618 retracement? Have we finished the move and done something like this, X to A, and that's almost an 88.6 reset. The 618 is more like there, maybe we even say all-time like 786 minimum retracement. Some kind of minimum retracement that would satisfy a large enough cycle retracement to say that's what it is. There's 2022, another 786. What would a 786 be on this? Assuming 1025. Like we're going to do something like this. There, 1025, 1618 is like there. So after that 1618, 382 is there at 73. 618 is there at 52. I'm going to say it's really under that 76, 72 area that, yeah, you would then go back to 50, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. But you break that, then yes, probably the cycle's over. And the cycle does another retracement that takes you, I don't know, amazingly, without doing a 3618 advance. It did a 1618 advance, but that possibly could be the case. Doesn't look good. Definitely does, price action on the monthly. Show me another time where you have printed more than one or two red candles, okay, and then continued higher. I mean, we got to go way back. I mean, you go back to something like here for Bitcoin, and we're just kind of looking at what are the characteristics of something topping out. Well, more than one or two monthly candles. 1, 2 red candles that are bearish. 1, 2. 1, 2. Here's a whole bunch. 1, 2. No follow through. Here we are at the top level, and we're in our fourth bearish candle in this whole vicinity. Is the cycle over? For now, most likely. Most likely for now. I mean, weekly time frame, even if we're going to go like it's last year, it's probably more like what we saw from June until September. A lot of chop sideways, and you haven't even put in your first dot yet. That's why we're going to have to continue to be patient, where it's just crypto. No, it hasn't set up. And people they want to grab at this. I understand that, but crypto is showing less than stocks, and stocks are not showing much. What's up, Mitch? Mitch Ray in the house. Can we get you on a live stream next session on Tuesday? Because I'm about to wrap it up. Let me know. So I missed your note. I've been on for a little while. So if you're looking, what's up, Floyd? Let me know. I'll message you, Mitch. Big shout out to Mitch Ray, everybody. He's in the house. Yeah, we're here Tuesday, Thursday. Mitch is every night around 7 o'clock Eastern. Go hit Mitch Ray up, Mitch Ray TA. Follow him on your various social media channels. And I know he pretty much has the same type of take on structure and presentation of market evidence in terms of price action and the levels we have. 1025, guys, that was, that was always the minimum target. But for me, that was a minimum target. I did think we would do a lot more. But it's at a point here where how much more time do we have to give this? There's 1025. Okay, right there. That's the 1618. 1025 is like right there roughly. It actually went to 108. But we're now, 30 something bars. Clearly. And maybe we have to come to a 382. What's number of bars here? since we hit that 1618, was like right there. It was early December. So 30 bars puts us into June. And I would just break it down like that. I would go into those kind of a segments. We're still in this retracement phase on Bitcoin overall, longer term. The daily time frame is something I'm watching for sure with this most recent HSI, but you got to have the print green candles before you change my mind on any kind of potential, long potential for Bitcoin and crypto in general. Listen, the rest of crypto is in the gutter. Remember, we were looking at FET AI and we said maybe 60 or 50. And then last week it was 45. Still looking for a dot. And look at that. It's just when this stuff, because this stuff has really no intrinsic value behind it. I mean, that's the truth. Crypto is really what the last person's willing to, or the next person's willing to pay for this. There's a weekly bat pattern. Great. That was 57. We're now 42. Where's the confirmation? It's just stuck in the oversold. I'm sure MACD and other indicators are probably showing similar situations where they're just not triggering yet. And remember, the other one I said was render, guys. Beautiful setup. Render is a type 2 with a dot and everything here on the weekly. 325. What's the open bar? 310. We literally we just retested that today. And I said this last time. This is probably one of the nicest of all the pattern setups for crypto. But you're still, I don't know, a 3-bar breakout. You still have to get development, like get some green. You need HSI above the 50. You need individual price action starting to turn around, not continually print 8-9 weeks of lower highs and lower lows. That's crypto in a nutshell. And if anything, at this point, if you're looking for opportunities, I would say hit the stock market, hit stocks, be looking at the big stocks. A lot here. Mitch, definitely want to get you back. We're going to have a big powwow, maybe Tuesday. Let me know. The bearish deep crab was on the, it's down in SPY. Yeah, and that's what we've been talking about a lot today. Mitch is bringing up the SPY. I mean, look, that's the guideline, and it all connects. Because if the larger market's going to do doo-doo, and we're going to have to wrestle with the SPY pattern, for what? How much longer are we going to wrestle with that SPY? It's like that. What's crypto going to do if you have a major market S&P 500 chart looking like that? Mitch, don't ask. Or don't answer, Mitch, because I know you know the answer. The answer is it's going to have a real tough time drawing any kind of asset allocation when we're in a type 1. And we're in a type 1 until we go to target 1 now, 482, or we get some kind of oversold reading, which is going to require several, not just one. I mean, it's going to require several bullish weeks. And again, go back to August. Whatever this capitulation is, the turnaround is going to have to look like August. And I still say this is August, but maybe it's August times 2. But your turnaround is going to have to be like this. Green, 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 one red, another green, and continue higher. And so I'm not looking for just 1 week. Only possible level, again, 482. And with, I don't know, Mitch, on Tuesday, man, I'd love to get into it with you. All right, he says Tuesday for sure. It's set. Tuesday, we'll get Mitch on. 12, call it 12:45, man. I've been starting my days later and later, 12:30. Looking forward to it, and we can really spit it out. All right, but that has been the one frustration for me all year. Okay, this thing kicked into the weekly. The daily was really, for me, the daily was supposed to be like a 1-2. Like I really thought we'd do this. We do target 1, target 2, and then we get the dump. But this is where target 2, or the target 1 on the daily, just stretching it all the way down. Failed. Where are we? S&P bouncing a massive 10 handles, maybe 20 handles. Nasdaq still down 930. Yeah, look, I think a lot of it, people are jumping on the narrative. The comment was money managers are hands off, it seems. I think this is probably the most concrete reason to be selling, where people can say, yeah, look, it's going to be the end of the world, so dump stocks. Also, stocks were up 25% last year. So if we give half of that back, which we've done, so be it. Not that big of a deal. But that's what's going on, and I think we're going to have to use that type 1 strategy at a lower price. You know, where we're looking for type 1 and then reversal continue. This is going to be a type 1, but it's going to take more time. Current longs, like anything that I'm currently long, like an Amazon is a classic example. I only need to get that thing back to like 198, get out of 195-ish to get break even. But my concern now on Amazon, I'm not going to add anything else. I added a little more today. Just looking even for a swing off this hop level. But if we're not going to get it and it's going to dump, yeah, that's probably 30 lower. I mean, it's not a huge position for me, but it's big enough that at this point, I'm just going to wait and see. It's definitely been kind of a destructive week and a half since that last counter signal. And I would say, yeah, the weekly is going to take its time. You know, this weekly is going to continue to expand. Remember, Amazon, among others, at the lowest reading ever. Lowest HSI ever on Amazon. And the last time we saw that, even anywhere close, it wasn't COVID. I mean, COVID wasn't even close. It was like 2014. Go back here. Down here. And so I'm really trying to like gauge, what do we glean from the extremity of these signals? You know, does it mean that, hey, this is a massive opportunity being this oversold? Will we get this kind of a follow through? Maybe, but at what level? You know, really, like, there you go. That was the last time. And it still took what? Took 8-10 weeks before we have a dot. So again, I'm looking at a lot of these oversold signals, not willing to register anything as a more time situation. Definitely a more time. S&P's now, it's 235. Nasdaq's down 930. Let's do that on Tuesday, though. We'll get Mitch over here on Tuesday. It's been a while since he and I've had a joint stream. Everyone else, get your TradingView username over to hpc@sr-analyst.com. Get the 2-week free trial. Also, I'm sending everybody the clip, the recording from the session from 2 weeks ago. You can get to me over on Discord, okay? Hit that link. If you have any questions, that's the best place to reach me. And everybody else, just hang in there. I think just expect this, more of this. Let's focus more time on the weekly time frames. Okay, let's let this flush fall, and we won't even change our thought on the whole retracement environment until stuff like this can pivot out. So I think tomorrow sets up for an ugly Friday tomorrow into Monday. No doubt. I mean, that's just look at Amazon on the weekly. We're down. I mean, that's part of the thing is like we're down 12 weeks, 10 weeks now. Week 9. Week straight down. Okay? So be it. I'll follow up with some other stuff. I just sorry for the boredom and the lack of exciting markets, but again, at this point, just letting the stuff kind of wash out is probably the best. Maybe futures, intraday stuff, but even the stocks, like the options and stuff, are so all over the place that again, I think this is a lot trickier than it seems. Even it's been down, but the retracement, like I said, now a retrenchment. Is this going to become a full correction like 20%? And that would be under these levels. I mean, levels right now, SPY. Let's leave it here. Okay, big number on SPY. Remember, 546, 547. That's intraday, but the daily levels of target 2 here at, where is it? Yeah, 546. No confirmation. Still down. And again, the weekly, we're going to be stuck on this chart for a while, so get used to it. SPY, target 1, 482. Currently 542. At this point, let's hope it gets down there more quickly than dragging. Yeah, Amazon 153 is the 200. I think so. Look, a lot of that is a lot of your standard metrics, trend lines, and a lot of things we do are saying default up to these weekly time frames. We're there now. I'm there now, brother. Really. Not what I want to offer up, but that's where we're at. All right. How about I give away one more for all the hangers on? HPC 30, get a 30-day package, and get to the gold membership over to here. Okay. You have any questions? Again, on the Discord, hit me up here. DM me there. Anybody else? Let me know if you have any questions. And hang in there. Let's just come back on Tuesday. We will have Mitch. Caesar M, HPC 30. Greg, you already won, my man. I know you already won once or twice. Please DM me, guys. Caesar, DM me at that Discord. Everyone else, have a great weekend. We'll have Mitch here on Tuesday. Hit the subscribe button for that notification. Hope you enjoyed the content today. Until then, I'll be back. Premium members, I'll be back over in about, 30 minutes. I got to get something to eat. We'll finish up the last hour over there. Okay? Thanks, guys. As always, it's been great. Have a